coin toss with the umpires and the captains tonight. Like I said, we are set for an exciting game of footy, and Southern District Crocs have won the toss and elected to kick to the airport ends. It's already a fantastic effort for both of these teams to make it here for the under-18 girls grand final. The crowd's starting to roll into TIO Stadium. We can see your colours. Can we get a cheer for the Palmerston Magpies? Are we looking for a grand final win there? They're probably going to have to work on that one a little bit. What about Southern District Crocs? Are you ready for a win? Yeah, they definitely are. The NTFL Under-18 Girls Grand Final about to get underway. Good luck to both teams.
Good evening everyone and welcome to 2022-23 TIO NTFL Under-18 Girls Grand Final between Palmerston and Southern Districts here at TIO Stadium on beautiful Larrakia country in Darwin. My name's Liz Cruz, and joining me for the call tonight, none other than the great man Stu Davis. How are you, Stu?
Good, thank you, Liz. Clearly the best two teams in the competition. I think playing off tonight should be an absolute ripper.
Yeah, well, Southern Districts finished first on the ladder. Palmerston finished second. So, like you said, the best two teams. Coaches tonight, Laith Waterbury for Southern Districts and Ray Byatt for Palmerston. Captains, Grace Busterstill for Southern Districts and Tatiana Perry for Palmerston, who was the NT News Rising Star at the Nichols Medal last week, were underway in the grand final.
Umpire Emma Stark threw the ball up and got us underway, and Southern Districts with the first clearance down to half forward. Ball slips over the back, and running through onto that one for Palmerston was Sienna Kelly. She goes wide to the grandstand side, the ball bouncing close to the line, trying to paddle it forward. There was Brianna Hewitt, but couldn't control it. Now she comes back, takes possession, gets caught with the ball. It spills out in the tackle, but dumped after the ball left. So it'll be a free kick to Hewitt on the centre wing.
Rania Hewitt, a standout of this under-18 girls and women's competition. She's played a fair bit of Premier League this year. Good intercept mark to Palmerston.
Yep, Tia Graham on the left goes wide. It's a one-on-one contest out here. That's almost a good mark, but just snatched off her in the end. And now the ball spills out close to the boundary line, or looked almost head-on contact. Play on's the call as District's clear through Lily Harden, and Summer Malone picks that up at ankle height. Nice mark, and now wheels around and gets the ball in quickly inside the forward 50, but it slips over the back and cleared away by Palmerston, and a nice mark taken. Running onto the ball there, Tashani Graham. She's got runners in the centre of the ground. As she looks that way, just slips through the hands of Georgia Davey, but she gets back and recovers. Now she's under plenty of pressure from Southern District's defenders as Hewitt bangs the ball in again to half forward. Punch forward, but again, District's able to get on the crumbs and kick it inside forward 50, but clearing away there was gone on for Palmerston outside of a defensive 50, but now the ball's ricocheted back inside and eventually picked up by Sophie Berry, who gets a quick kick out into space on the outer side. Gonanon's first there for Palmerston. She gets a clearing kick away before she got tackled, and it's going to be District's first to the ball through Poppy Geekus. She goes wide, but too wide, and that's out of bounds on the full, and will be a Palmerston free kick.
Yeah, good pressure there by the Palmerston defence, and like you said, a free kick on the far side to the Magpies. Nearly 2 minutes have ticked over in this first quarter of the under-18 girls grand final.
It's Rosemary Gonanon with the free kick. She's just looking around at what her options are. They're all pretty well clogged up, so she stays close to the boundary line on the outer side. Getting her hand to it was Tashani Graham, and then running onto it, paddles it in front of herself, and still advancing the ball around that outer wing. Assistance comes in through Deshae McCoy, but a kicking in danger free kick has been adjudged there. And Southern Districts bring the ball back in again, but this time it's chopped off by Michaela Baldwin. Baldwin looking to bring the ball into the centre of the ground, finds Sienna Kelly. And, Kelly runs around the player on the mark, now kicks forward of centre, out towards the grandstand side. Just paddling the ball in front before getting control of it was Marika Carlton, the medalist, of course. She's off with a bounce and kicks the ball in, but that's not her best kick, and it's chopped off in defence. Nicely back there by Sade Osgood. Osgood goes out of side and finds Rania Hewitt once again.
Good switch by Southern Districts to take it over to the far side. They've just got a bit of momentum now, pushing this ball forward. Picked up again by Poppy Geekus, and she chucks it on the right, bit of inside out, but she's kicked her second one over the out of bounds on the full. Unfortunate for her. But they're trying hard, Southern Districts, 3.5 minutes into this this first quarter.
So, what is that?
Not sure. There's some sort of alarm going off. But yeah, go and get your own ball tonight. So over the fence there as the Palmerston player brings it back in. There's some good family connections in the lineup tonight for Palmerston. There's sisters Alinta and Tatiana Perry and their cousin Georgia Davey, who are cousins, and Georgia played in the under-16 girls winning grand final for Palmerston last week, so she's back out there again tonight.
So from Tanisha Wilson's kick in, there's just a bit of high contact there, and it's going to be Tia Graham to take the free kick. Bright red boots, Tia Graham on the left, kicks down towards the centre of the ground. It's forced forward and allows Geekus to run onto it, gets a hand pass over the top, and Tatiana Perry, but no target out there, and now swinging it around nicely and kicking towards goal, bouncing just before the line, goes over the head and into the post. It was Sienna Niesner's kick that came in, and yeah, the Southern Districts defender was in place but just bounced over her head, and fortunately for the Districts defence, hit the goal post out there, so just the minor score, but brought back in by Districts to the outer side of the ground. And again it's Geekus, takes a nice mark and she plays on quickly, got a player loose out wide, and that's Montana Johnston, spilt the mark but recovers now. She's got a player further afield in Hannah Berry. Hannah Berry just can't keep the ball in play as it's close to the boundary line and over, in fact off hands, and will be a boundary throw in.
9-minute mark of the first quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. There's a great crowd in tonight. The under-18 boys play after this, so we've got a big night of footy ahead of us.
Yeah, 2 terrific games tonight and plenty more tomorrow all day, so just watch on your couch if you can't get down here as the ball kick in the middle of the pack there has been seen by the umpire, and it's going to be a Southern Districts free kick, and it's Montana Johnston to take that free kick on the outer side. Yeah,
the niece of Shannon Rusker, who's coaching the Men's Premier League tomorrow, Montana. So another family connection out there for the Crocs.
Ava Willoughby took the mark and now kicks inside 50, but a terrific mark in defence taken by Bonnie McNeil for Palmerston. McNeil looking to come inboard into the centre corridor, and that's a great contested mark, and kick away by Kelly once again, and taken on the bounce by Ella Byatt. She swings out wide again, but bounces in space, evades everyone down there until running onto it was Alinta Perry. Appeared to get dragged off the ball, but came back and tackled strongly herself, and allows her teammate in Deshae McCoy to come in. Play-on's the call as the ball spills out. McCoy lays the tackle now as the hand pass goes over the boundary line, and will be a boundary throw-in once again.
Great pressure there by Palmerston. They're a bit stiff there not to get a couple of frees, but they've kept it down near their forward line, so they'll be looking to get their first goal on the board.
So from the boundary throw-in, it's Carly McDonald doing the ruck work for Palmerston up against Hewitt. Hewitt in front, wins the hit out and then recovers the ball herself. Hand passes towards the boundary line. It's not paid deliberate, so a boundary throw in once again.
As we said, a good crowd in tonight. There's always plenty of support on the Friday night. We've got the standalone under-18 competition grand finals tonight, so some great 4 different teams, so there should be some good numbers here at TIO Stadium.
Yeah, as there have been throughout the final series. Wednesday night was huge for the women's Div 2 and Div 1 grand finals, and Monday for the under-12s, of course. But yeah, it's been great. It's
been a big week, Stu.
Yeah, it certainly has. Marika Carlton runs onto that, has a bounce, swings around towards half forward, but chopped off in defence and cleared away by Rowlands for Southern Districts. And Hewitt again in the action takes a terrific mark. She swings around now, gets past the player on the mark, kicks long down the line, and a great mark taken in the hands by Hannah Berry. She wastes no time getting the ball forward, just nudging her opponent out of the way, was gone and on, and she's been paid the mark at half-back. She's had plenty of it across half-back in the early stages of this game. Out here looking for Baldwin, but she fighting for it at ground level. She gets the hand pass out. Quick kick forward by Berry once again as Twaddle comes in fast on the action but couldn't take possession of the ball. A good tackle there, sees the ball spill out, gone and on, just gets a toe poke along the ground. There's a holding free kick going to be paid there as Twaddle didn't take possession of the ball, and she was tackled by Michaela Baldwin. And now just setting up on the mark here. See on the replay here, it was clearly held without the ball as Twaddle kicks down the line, and clever work at ground level by Sophie Berry. She got the hand pass forward, but Palmerston bring it away again out of defence. It's thumped forward and now spills clear to Twaddle once again. She kicks high into the middle of the ground. Looks like Districts will get there first as the ball bounces straight up in the air, allowing the Palmerston players to close on them. Working hard at ground level was Tatiana Perry once again, got the hand pass forward to enable a teammate to kick forward, but now Carlton running onto the ball, taps it in front of herself at first, now hand passes out in front of herself, got tackled after the ball went, play on was the call, and Southern Districts bring it away. Carlton comes back in and puts the pressure on, but that's a terrific mark by Geekus as she plays on straight away, runs around the grandstand side, and that's a terrific kick and a terrific mark taken by Hannah Berry out on the lead. She wastes no time getting it deep inside the forward line. Twaddle at ground level, picks up, kicks towards goal. She kicked the first goal. She's kicked the second goal. And Southern Districts 2 goals on the board late in this first quarter. And Kate Twaddle once again, a terrific finish, Liz.
Yeah, what a first quarter performance by Twaddle. Just her composure on the run to put that through. We'll watch it on the replay here, and it was such a lovely passage of play out of defence by Southern Districts. That ball kicked in by Hannah Berry, who's also been great in this quarter, and for Twaddle to kick that under pressure for Southern Districts is fantastic. And the siren has gone for quarter time, so it is Southern Districts 2 straight goals, 12 leading Palmerston 1 point, and it's Twaddle with both of those goals. So we'll go to the quarter time break and be back very soon after these messages. Is it going to turn off again?
Yeah, I reckon it is.
Tomorrow as well. Wear your colours. Go as crazy as you possibly can with that. Maybe you have a mascot outfit hiding in the cupboard. Tomorrow is the day to bring it out because we are giving away a huge prize here tomorrow, worth over $2,000. It is 2 tickets to the Melbourne Demons and GWS match at TIO Traeger Park. You'll get flights from Darwin to Alice Springs for 2 people, airport transfers and 2 nights accommodation all included when you get to Alice Springs. So again, we want to see you in your colours tomorrow. Paint yourself black and white if you're a Palmerston Magpies supporter, and your Crocs colours if that's you. Get out as much club merchandise as you can and show us. You can tag us through Instagram, Facebook, or if we see you walking around TIO Stadium, well, make sure you let us see you. We're going to be able to see our footy fanatics. There's also 3 minor prizes up for grabs. We've got 2 reserve seats to attend the Gold Coast Suns match. Your choice here at TIO Stadium. You get a $100 kiosk voucher included in that, and exclusive Gold Coast Suns merchandise pack. We've got thousands of dollars to give away here tomorrow for the TIO NTFL Senior Grand Final. We've already spotted a few people wearing their colours. We're happy to get a photo tonight, so if you think you're looking pretty good, make sure you let one of the TIO, the AFLNT staff know
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for the second quarter of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL Under-18 Girls Grand Final between Palmerston and Southern Districts. It is Southern Districts with the early lead, 2 goals to Kate Twaddle in the first quarter, putting her team in front, and some of the better players in that quarter, Stu.
Oh, look, I think for Southern Districts, Rania Hewitt had a fair bit of the ball. Poppy Geekus was good. Montana Johnson had a couple of touches, and Hannah Berry was good as well. But Kate Twaddle, those 2 goals were both fantastic finishes. And yeah, just Palmerston be looking. Marika Carlton showed us flashes, but they'd be looking for her to get in the game a bit more. And Tatiana Perry's had a couple of touches as well. And Rosemary Gonanon across half-back has been pretty solid. So yeah, it's
back underway here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. The umpire balls it up. Southern Districts pushing it forward, but hasn't left the square yet. We're just so turned over there by Palmerston. A really quick inside 50, kicked in there by Tashani Graham, but chopped off there in defence by Southern Districts.
Coming grandstand side, and just through the hands there of Lucy McDonald, and I think Marika Carlton looked to be tackled without the ball, and that's the way it's been seen. So
she appealed for a couple in the first quarter, but she's finally got one, and what a talented player she is, Stu. She's had a big week.
Oh yeah, a big month. She won the under 16 and under 18 league medals. It's a remarkable performance. So big future ahead there. So ball at ground level, and now just trying to work the ball out, and eventually it does come out, and now it's batted forward, and Bonnie Brown takes possession but gets caught with the ball. It slips out, and she'll be penalised for holding the ball there. So Palmerston the chance to go forward first in this second quarter. Just see the replay there, but now it's Tashani Graham kicking the ball long into the forward pocket, swinging around with the snapshot at goal. It goes across the face of goal. That's Alinta Perry. There's no one out there. It's a foot race to get there first, and looks like it's going to be Southern Districts, picked up by Ava Willoughby, who kicks to the outer side, but she's kicked it out of bounds on the full. So Palmerston still with the opportunity with the ball in their forward 50.
2 minutes into the second quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. So as we said, a big crowd in. That looks like the Crocs mob in their red, black and white. Georgia Davey kicks it in, looking for a teammate. Wow. She's found Tatiana Perry in the number 33.
Yeah, Tatiana Perry, the rising star in Women's Premier League this year, Liz.
Yeah, wonderful talent. Her mum, Hayley Davey, long-time player for Palmerston, and Dad, Mishai Perry, for Wanderers and Palmerston. So talent on both sides, and of course she's one of the large Davey clan, and her cousin Elwyn's making his debut for Essendon this weekend in the AFL.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? Plenty of talent coming from those families in the Palmerston area, and that's a terrific set shot at goal. No thoughts of going around the corner and trying to hook it over, as we saw in the AFL game last night. But,
well, she's got her younger sister Alinta out there, and her cousin Georgia Davey, as I said, very talented family. We just watched that replay. Beautiful mark at the back, read the ball so well. And she's also a model on the side. Been doing some national modelling. She's been on the cover of a few magazines, and for Fashion Week up here in Darwin, so she's got a bright future in front of her. So I'm pretty sure she won the Under-16 Girls Premiership a couple of years ago, so she's got that experience in grand finals. And I'm pretty sure the momentum that Palmerston will have taken out of the Under-16 Girls Grand Final will be good for them as well tonight. Yeah,
a number of players doubling up for them here tonight as it's Hewitt who wins the clearance for Districts this time, gets it down to Berry, inside forward 50, but this time it's chopped off in defence, and just playing in front. Twaddle was caught behind that time, and so Palmerston bring it grandstand side, and that's a nice mark, just plucked out there by Bonnie McNeil. McNeil's looking up the centre of the ground. She goes that way eventually as the ball slips over the back. Perry runs onto it now, breaks past a couple of opponents, and now runs and kicks long down towards half forward. Oh, almost a collision Georgia there, but that's a great mark on the second grab as Bella McLean just being pulled back on the mark, and Davey kicks out wide, or mark spilt, but a great follow-up tackle, and that was Brooklyn Tarrant. Just a terrific tackle on Niesner down there, and now relieves for Southern Districts, and she finds Geekus here, who's starting to get plenty of the ball as well. She kicks further afield, but chopped off here as trying to run it out was Tia Graham. She got caught hand pass forward, and Districts took possession, cleared it away. Out close to the boundary line here, Maggie Harris hand passes over the top, but that's gone straight to an opponent, who hand passes in turn straight to an opponent. That's Geekus, who got caught with the ball. Eventually it gets wrestled out of her grasp, and running onto it here for Districts is Sophie Berry. She's got a player in space in Kiara Rogers. Down in the forward line, she kicks wide out into space. It's out in front of Hannah Berry, but the ball's just going further and further away from the goal out in that right forward pocket. Berry just struggled to take possession early, and then the Palmerston player came running in, and umpire said just clipped her high. She's wasting no time playing on now and kicking into the goal square. Off hands, the ball slips to the back, and sitting there right on the goal line was Sophie Berry as the ball slipped through the hands over the back, and kicks a third goal for Southern Districts.
The Berries are on fire tonight. What a great goal by Sophie, just waiting at the back. We'll watch that replay here. The free kick paid to Hannah Berry, but she played on really quickly to get that into the goal square and advantage her teammates. Goes over the back, and Sophie just picks it up and kicks an opportunist goal, and extends that lead for Southern Districts. 3 straight goals, 18 to Palmerston Magpies, 1-1-7.
Yeah, an answering goal to the Tatiana Perry one that opened the quarter, so just gets us back to where we were at quarter time. An 11-point lead to Southern Districts, who've started the game really strongly, and
it's really high quality game though, Stu, as we expected. This is the next generation of women's Premier League footballers, and it's just fantastic to have them out there on the main stage tonight, displaying their wares.
So Southern Districts again trying to break out of there was Elsie Harden. She got caught with the ball and penalised, and now the kick comes out, and a nice mark taken overhead by Georgia Davey. Once again she wheels around and chips the ball into the forward half, but Poppy Geekus just cutting in there, taking the intercept mark.
Yeah, Geekus coming into the game a lot more this second quarter.
Kicks high, it's batted forward, and Carlton at ground level read it beautifully and hooks the ball around long on the right foot. It slips over the back. There's a chance here, but first there is McLean for Southern Districts. She clears away to the outer side, but she's got no one out there as in space. Baldwin gathers the ball and now kicks long towards the goal square. Off hands from the marking contest, it still spills down to McLean. She couldn't control it. There's a snapshot around the corner, and I think it's good once again. It is.
Well, it's well deserved by Alinta, because she actually just got that hand up at the last minute to spoil the Southern Districts defender and get the ball to hit the ground, which hopefully we'll see in the replay. Alinta, the younger sister of Tatiana, we'll just watch here. She just stuck her hand up at the end and forced that ball to the ground. Second effort there by herself and her teammates in Nina Dean, and got that goal. So well done to Alinta Perry. So 2 goals to Palmerston, 1 to Tatiana Perry and 1 to younger sister Alinta Perry. The score, Palmerston 2-1-13, trailing Southern Districts 3 straight goals, 18 at the 8-minute mark of the second quarter.
So 5 goals in the game so far, and 4 of them been absolute quality goals. The other one from the goal line, but
and there's
fantastic
pressure now in the middle by both teams, and I'm loving the work of Carlton in the middle for Palmerston at the moment. She's from Kununurra, and she's been a revelation in the NTFL this season.
So we've got a stoppage here in the middle of the ground, just looking for the rucks to nominate, and we're underway as Bonnie Brown wins that hit out straight down into Willoughby's hands. She got the hand pass forward, and now Lily Harden hand passes forward, and Hewitt runs onto it. Got a kick just as she was tackled, affected her kick, and skewed off. Now Berry picks up, but she gets tackled, and the ball's smothered. With her head over the ball there was Sienna Kelly, and just turned and got caught high. No damage done, and it'll just be a free kick to Kelly as she kicks down the middle of the ground now. Ball bouncing in front of Tatiana Perry from behind. Geekus punched it forward for Southern Districts. It's in space at half forward, and eventually falls into the hands of Bonnie Brown. Her kick was smothered as she tried to thump it in further into the forward line, but at ground level Perry gets the hand pass out, and Palmerston clear it away to the outer side here. The bounce doesn't favour Carlton on this occasion, and Districts bring it back into the forward 50 once again as at ground level there's pressure on whoever picks up the ball down there, it's tackled and held in, and Sienna Kelly just hands the ball back for a ball up at centre half forward for Southern Districts. Bonnie Brown thumps the ball forward from the ruck contest. At ground level, it's paddled forward as players just trying to control it. Brown eventually does, picks up, kicks long towards goal. It's going to go all the way, is it? I think it's just got over the line. It has just got over the line, and that's another terrific goal as players were struggling to take possession of the ball. Bonnie Brown just came in, picked it up, and off a step, thumped it down to just lob it over the goal line.
Yeah, becoming Southern District's 4th goal kicker of the evening. We're just watching the replay there, and she just puts it through off one step. Nice and easy, beautiful kick there by Bonnie Brown. And every time Palmerston have got a goal, Southern Districts have replied quite quickly, Stu.
That's right. Bonnie Brown playing in the ruck, but she was the competition's leading goal kicker this year, so she knows where they are, and that one again was a terrific finish. Just as I said, just off a step, just thumped it through. So umpire Emma Stark once again to get us underway as Brown comes in, does the ruck where she loses the hit out on this occasion, but District's still winning the clearance. Ball spills out of Hewitt's hands down there, and then she just got a high tackle, and the ball will come back and will be a free kick to Rania Hewitt.
Good to see the two girls having a laugh there. They're obviously mates. It was just that high contact across the shoulder that resulted in a free kick, and loving the ribbons in Rania's hair. Getting into the grand final fever.
She kicks long down to half forward. All bouncing down there. Palmerston desperately trying to get it out of defence, but the kick comes out to Rogers. She hand passes back, was a bullet-like hand pass, but got it to Hewitt once again, who hooked the ball around, and it's chopped off this time, and Palmerston bring it back out again. Niesner over the back, just affected the player in front. The ball spills forward. Geekus is first there. Toe pokes it out of the fingers of her Palmerston opponent, and that'll be a free kick for kicking in danger. Looking to play on quickly as the ball was smothered off the boot. Berry down here gets a kick towards goal. She's just hooked this one left and just bounces through for a behind. So another score to Southern Districts, this time a behind, and Palmerston with just under 2 minutes to go in this quarter. Palmerston trailing by a couple of goals, would be looking to move it quickly around the grandstand side here, and well trapped, and Niesner and got it on the boot quickly. Ball spills forward, and now they're off and running, and this is Carlton with 3 bounces down the other side of the ground. Hand passes out to her own advantage, but it just got away from her.
How was the speed? Do you know who she reminds me of, Stu? Steph Williams from the Buffaloes. Yeah, got that elite speed and just beautiful football skills. Steph now at Richmond after being down at Geelong, so we hope she's injury free this year and has a great footy season down there. But yeah, that's just such exciting talent.
Yeah, so from that free kick, the kick rolled over the boundary line without being touched, so it's a Palmerston free kick to Tatiana Perry, but she'd have to move pretty quickly for Palmerston to score. She's called to play on now, and it's a 50-metre penalty for movement on the mark, so this will give Palmerston a chance with seconds ticking away, about 45 seconds to go in the quarter, and Perry wants to move it on quickly. She sees a player in the middle of the ground, and she does just that and finds Marika Carlton all by herself. Carlton's got a couple of players forward. If it can get over the back, it does now, and picked up and kicked forward by Baldwin down towards the goal square. It's bouncing out towards the boundary line though, and we'll just dribble over. So yeah, may not be enough time here to get a shot on goal from the stoppage, but it was a promising build-up from Palmerston as we await the ball in, but you see that clock ticking away. The 14-minute quarters in under 18 girls football, and just waiting for the rucks to be in position, but times going to beat them, I think, unfortunately for Palmerston.
Oh dear, that was frustrating if you're a Palmerston supporter, but it is half-time at Southern Districts 4-1-25, leading the Palmerston Magpies 2-1-13. Goal kickers for Southern Districts, 2 to Kate Twaddle, 1 to Bonnie Brown and 1 to Sophie Berry, while 1 to Alinta Perry and 1 to Tatiana Perry for the Palmerston Magpies. We'll go to the half-time break and be back very soon for the second half of the Under-18 Girls Grand Final.
Taking himself to Kane Stevens. Ball in, Dennis just punches it forward. Fijo couldn't get clean hands. Picked up there, I thought, by Yaron. Yaron again off the ground. I think he's put that through.
What a goal that was from Nick Yaron. On his side, he's just had 2 cracks at it. First one's gone into his defender. Second one's dribbled through. What a goal to start this final.
A half circle for either side at the moment, all down that defensive end.
Grenfell tried to steal it out of the air. McQueen comes through, puts it on the boot, going towards goal, arms up in the air from Dunstan, and the Crocs are on the board. That was Stevens. Here they go again, the Crocodiles. Good build-up. Dylan Barry turns onto his left, looking for Dunstan off his hands. In front, though, is his teammate Smith with a snap at goal.
Great goal there from Smith. Schwartz. Handballed over the top and intercepted by St Mary's, but only as far as Dennis. Gee, he's just sharked it away from Dill Land. Now kicked it to the hot spot. Dunstan almost held. Well, it bounced through. It keeps going and going, and Matty Dennis. What a goal that is from about 80 metres out.
It certainly is.
With Staunton doing a good job early.
Just taken out there was done, but it comes to Parnell. Parnell will run his full quota, put it on the boot and put it through.
So Saints finally get the goal they were looking for, and that will give them a bit of hope and a bit of spirit.
See what he does here. Comes in, just a little skip, left foot.
He likes that off the boot.
Everyone does. And the all clear looks like it's going to be given, and it is. The ball gave every opportunity. It's gone inboard now to McQueen. McQueen gives it off to his teammate in Delahaye. Delahaye sends it up looking for Dunstan. Barry's running onto it. Left foot into an open goal.
And Southern Districts get one against the Tide and extend their lead back out to 13 points. Kick out of the back line, not a good one. Districts have another opportunity. Kick it well far away from Kane Stevens. Did a little bit of a blind turn, sold the candy. Now has a shot on goal. Has it gone through? It has. What a start to the quarter from Kane Stevens. Way, so can they muster something up here? Nick Yaron, he'll play on. Kick it to the top of the goal square. At the fall of it's Grenfell. Calder at the back, he'll turn around and snap. And finally the Saints have one on the board, but he's looking very ginger, isn't he? Finds his skipper plays on, goes out to the fat side. Lant will have to work for it at ground level as well against Bowden. Bowden would be first tilt, you'd think, but Lant puts some good body contact on, rolls round onto his left. This is his bread and butter. He snaps it on goal. It's just got a bit too much on it, or has it gone through? Dylan Lant, look at him go. He loves that. His teammates need to get around him. Saints need to lift the energy. Josh Smithson. Can the Saints get a last one here? They kick it long and deep in their central corridor. Mark can't be taking spills off hands. Getting to it will be young Vallejo. He runs around into the centre corridor again, snaps on, and the Saints, they get one back instantly. Reduce the margin back to 10 points. Into the hot spot, running through out the back is Staunton. Overran it though, he gets a handball back. Now again, Saints just get themselves into trouble. Barry rolls onto his left and gets it through. Crocs out again to 19 points. And to Stevens, he'll play on, wheel around, kick to full forward. Couldn't take the mark with Smith, and Smith's at the crumbs. He kicks on goal. And you'd think now the Crocs are through. They head out to a 30-point lead.
Then steps back in. Driscoll goes over the top. McAdam putting Yaron under pressure, and Yaron just guides it over the boundary line because he does enough. The siren sounds. The Crocs are through to the grand final and will meet Waratahs next week.
Yeah, Southern Districts 14 goals, 9-93. St Mary's 10-10-70, a 23-point win to Southern Districts. And as you said, they will meet Waratah in the grand final next week.
half forward, running onto it down here. It's Iacono, kicks inside 50. Ponta in the forward line, swings around on her right foot, kicks towards goal over her shoulder. I think she's got it through. She has. It's a goal for St Mary's in the first minute of the game.
Player falls to ground, but it manages to get over the back there. It's Nikita Long. Moves it forward, and there she is. Armstrong has taken her first mark of the game.
With that trophy, she kicked 51 goals in 10 games, I think. So a couple of bags of 12 and 10.
You bag her, and there she goes. She's got it. She's got her first goal. St Mary's have their second.
Full forward.
So from the boundary throw in, ball in front, just getting paddled around. A hook shot over the shoulder is through for another goal. And it's Ponta once again, just getting off the leash down there.
Yeah, now Pint flooding that back line, but Billy Byers has got free. She spills the mark, but still has the ball, swings around and chucks it on the right. Guess who it is, guys? Danielle Ponta. She plays on and puts it through for another goal for St Mary's.
So she's got her third, one in the first quarter, now two in the second quarter.
The clock ticks away, calling for someone to lead to her, but it goes long in the end, looking for Lawrence. She couldn't take the mark, gets it on the bounce and swings over her shoulder, and it's Pint's first goal on the board in probably the dying seconds before half-time.
Strong. Hannah Fosbrook lining up her 5.5-minute mark of this third quarter for St Mary's.
She plays on a bit, gives herself a little bit more distance. She's carried it through. She's got her first goal, and more importantly, she's got St Mary's fifth goal.
And a half forward, players running forward, but Saints players getting back in numbers, although Chittick has kept running, got to the fall of the ball and takes a mark.
I don't want to give her the commentator's curse, but they need this one.
Yeah, teammates are clapping on the line, straight through the middle, so they certainly did need that one. They get the answering goal.
There was Morris for Pint. Street has ripped off the footy, so she's caught the third time this game holding the footy. Playing on as Winetti, one-on-one. Armstrong, too easy. So she's taken the mark.
That ball in her hand, such a natural footballer.
So it looks good off the boot. It's through the big stick. She's got her second. St Mary's.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for the second half of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL Under-18 Girls Grand Final. Palmerston and Southern Districts. We're back underway. Poppy Geekus with the clearance.
Yeah, runs out of the centre square and now kicks deep inside the forward 50. The ball bounces out towards the boundary line. Twaddle tries to keep it in play, just wasn't able to do so in the end. It'll be a boundary throw in. So 2 goals apiece in the second quarter. Saw Southern Districts maintain that couple of goal advantage going into the second half, and yeah, they're both quality sides. So
yeah, it's been a highly skilled game. So if there's any recruiters watching, there's a fair bit of talent out there. Southern Districts just throwing that on the boot to try and get it to the top of the goal square.
So the quick kick out is marked out here, and Palmerston looking to bring it away grandstand side as ball bounces here and picked up by Linda Perry. Runs off with a bounce, now just wheels her way around her opponent and kicks long into the centre of the ground. Coming up there was Niesner, spilt the mark. Carlton taps the ball in front of herself a couple of times and then out to the advantage of a teammate, but it comes back to Carlton now, who hand passes to Niesner, sliding across the back, and her kick goes straight into the back of an opponent. She recovers again and kicks long down towards half forward. The ball bouncing out towards the boundary line. Is running onto it out here is Ella Byatt. She couldn't control the ball, but butted up again to lay the tackle, and it was Bella McLean caught with the ball, and it'll be a ball up.
Just watching the replay there. Quick replay, and as you said, a ball up. The umpires tonight, Jack Walmsley, Cooper Bayman and Emma Stark.
Running onto it was Tashani Graham for Palmerston, but District's got back now. The ball comes out and Sienna Kelly wheels around, gets into some space, kicks long towards goal. It's bouncing in the goal square. There's a Palmerston player there, and through for the first goal of the second half. Just Georgia Davies sitting there on the spot. Almost the pass could have gone to her, you would have thought, but it went over her head. But
I think she was waiting to see if it went through, if we watched the replay here, and realised that it bounced straight back up. So she picked it up and kicked it through herself. But a fantastic lead up there by Palmerston, Sienna Kelly. You just watch Georgia watch it bounce straight back up. had a look around to see if anyone was coming, but it's all cousins tonight, Stu, kicking goals. Alinta Perry, Tatiana Perry and Georgia Davey, all cousins. Georgia's the daughter of Russie Davey and Lauren Motlop, and Alinta and Tatiana, the daughters of Hayley Davey and Mishai Perry. So just keeping it in the family tonight down at the Magpies. The score 3-1-19. Trailing Southern Districts 4-1-25. Just a goal in it.
Hewitt doing the ruck work and then roving her own work and got the clearance forward, but Palmerston again trying to tap it forward, but Hewitt involved, gets the kick, and a nice mark taken by Sophie Berry. Berry swings around now and kicks down towards half forward. Ball, Rogers in the marking contest couldn't control it. Now Palmerston trying to bring it away, putting plenty of pressure on as Gonanon gets the quick kick out and gets the ball back down towards the centre of the ground, where there's more Southern Districts players around the ball initially, but Palmerston closing now. Hewitt at ground level tries to get a hand pass out under pressure. She does eventually. It's toe poke forward by Elsie Harden, but picked up down here. That's a solid tackle as Ella Byatt's brought to the ground, and now the ball spills clear, and Carlton again, that familiar tapping the ball in front of herself until she can get control of it. This time she can't get control of it, and the ball spills out, and Poppy Geekus gets a kick forward for Southern Districts, but it's the marks intercepted by Alinta Perry, and she just slows things down and pinpoints a pass to her sister in the middle of the ground, who plays on, gets around Summer Malone on the mark. She kicks long straight down the middle of the ground. It's slipped out the back, but there's a free kick been paid here, and it's going Southern Districts' way.
Wow, Palmy were on there. If one of them could have picked it up, we'll just watch the replay. Beautiful kick in by Tatiana Perry. I'm not sure where the free was. Maybe a slight hands in the back, but gives Southern Districts the free kick.
Sophie Berry's kick comes into the middle of the ground. It's chopped off by Shaftanar. She got a quick kick forward, but Districts again thump it back, and a nice intercept mark taken by Gonanon once again. Rosemary Gonanon plays on into the centre of the ground. It's a beautiful kick out in front, and
great mark.
Yeah, the mark taken by McCoy, Deshae McCoy, with that right hand drop onto a left foot kick, but it's effective and hits Nina Dean at centre half forward, and Dean kicks along. She's got a player out in space, and the mark just spilt there by Davey, but recovers, had the jumper pulled. Play on's the call as the hand pass comes forward. It's chopped off by Tia Graham. She kicks down towards the goal square, and Niesner down there, some clever footwork, and now gets a snap towards goal. It's going to bounce straight through for another Palmerston goal. And they've opened the second half with the first two goals and levelled the scores up. Amazing performance and a great goal.
Yeah, unbelievable. 4-1-25 apiece as we just watched that replay. The kick in there by Tia Graham, and really great composure there by Nisa. She just went left, right and brushed a few players away, Dusty Martin style, and was able to celebrate a goal with her teammates. So scores are level at the 5.5 minute mark of the third quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL Final Series, and what a series it is, and what a series it's been all week. Another big day coming up tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. This game before us is terrific so far. High skilled and a great contest, as is reflected by the scores on the screen at the moment. Carlton just read that hit out beautifully. She's off with a bounce again, but loses control of the ball, but she's still in there and manages to take it. She loves a bounce as she goes around the outer side. There's a third bounce, and now kicks long down towards the forward pocket. That one's going to float out towards the boundary line and will bounce over. So how exciting is Carlton? Look at this. 1, 2. Yep. So yeah, fantastic. Just beautiful skills. So Palmerston with the ball down deep into their 50 on the far side in front of the Wanderers shed, as we like to say it locally here. Yeah, so AFL Hall of Famer Debbie Lee's in town, Liz, and she's watching this game tonight. She'll be loving the talent on display. She's actually she's going to be awarding the medals after the game, so that'll be a great thrill as well. Yeah, she's just been a stalwart of football in Australia, and I was at the event last night watching the documentary of her story in football, and she was just groundbreaking, so it's a pretty big thrill to have her in the Northern Territory. Taken out of the ruck tap now by Palmerston. Tashani Graham chucks it on the boot. looking for a teammate, but it bounces back in. I think that was Graham again with the kick.
Yeah, so...
she's gone back again.
She gets the hand pass over the top and strong body contact there, but it was Grace Busuttil that managed to work the ball over the goal line, the behind line for a rush behind.
So Palmerston hit the front for the first time all game, 4-26 to Southern Districts 4-1-25, and it's been all Palmerston in this third quarter as Southern Districts bring it in.
But that one's going to be chopped off, and Perry again, and she's got a player forward. The pass is terrific to Davey. Davey turns around, kicks towards goal, but she's sprayed this one out to the right. And perhaps could have gone back for the set shot, but saw a little bit of space and decided to take it, but hurriedly kicking and just pushing it out to the right.
Another point for Palmerston, 4-3-27, leading Southern Districts 4-1-25 at the 8-minute mark of the third quarter.
Geekus brings it into the outer side of the ground, but there's Carlton once again on the
hot pies at the moment, Stu.
Yeah, and she wastes no time getting it in. Bonnie Brown intercepts, but just got pushed off it as she tried to kick. Berry gets a kick out, and this time it's Mark Plowns the call as the ball didn't travel far enough, and they kick straight down the middle of the ground. Running onto it down here is Hannah Berry. She picks it up and kicks inside forward 50. A quick transition from Southern Districts has got the ball down to half forward for them at the airport end of the ground, as now Palmerston scrambling in defence as Geekus comes in and kicks long down towards the goal square again, but sitting back as the goalkeeper was Michaela Baldwin, and she takes the intercept mark and she kicks to the outer side of the ground out in space. Geekus is going to be first there. She toe pokes it forward and then follows it up herself, and eventually gets bundled off the ball as the hand pass comes over the top, and Geekus again kicks it off the ground, but intercepted this time by Tanisha Wilson for Palmerston. She kicks long, and juggling the ball there was Ella Byatt. The mark not paid. That looked like a high tackle over the shoulder, and that's the way it's been seen, and it's going to be a free kick to Alexis Rowlands. And, she plays on now outer side of the ground, but the kick got half smothered and squirted forward. There's another free kick being paid here, and this time it's going to be over Willoughby to take the free kick. There's a player down out of that work out there, and hopefully not too much trouble as Berry takes the mark and kicks out wide. Looking there for Hewitt, who just spilt the mark, and now she's back in there trying to use her body strength to get her opponents out of the way. Manages to keep the ball in play, and eventually it's squirted over the line for a behind.
Yeah, well, that was great defence there by Palmerston not to allow Southern Districts a major as they bring it back in. Just 1 point the difference again at the 10-minute mark of this third quarter in the grand final.
Michaela Baldwin on the outer side of the ground goes out wide, and too wide and out of bounds on the full. So Southern District's free kick over there as we tick to 10.5 minutes played in this third quarter, as Poppy Geekus now brings the ball back into play, kicks long into the forward line. In the marking contest, it spills forward. Again, Palmerston scrambling in defence, get it out, but it comes back to Geekus, who kicks long towards goal. It looks pretty good, I think. Her teammates are getting around her and celebrating. Another quality finish in this game, and this time it's Poppy Geekus from out wide. Followed up her own work as the rebounding kick came out, and she kicked long and gold for Southern Districts. Yeah,
really big kick there for Geekus. Kicking it in first of all, and then ball hits the deck, going back to her and kicking it again. Geekus from the St Mary's Football Club here in Darwin. They don't have a under-18 team this year, so she plays on a permit for Southern Districts, and it's been a really big contributor to their team this season. The score now at the 11-minute 20 mark of the third quarter, 5-2-32. Southern Districts back in front. Palmerston 4-3-27. We've got a 5-point ball game on our hands, and both teams swinging the rotations, and geez, what a game, Stu.
Oh yeah,
so exciting.
A lead change again sees Southern Districts snatch back the lead late in this third quarter, so it's all set for a grandstand finish. I'm sure that's the way it's going to go as we wait for the ball up again, and this time it's Hewitt winning that hit out down to Berry at ground level, but no clear hand pass out as it's picked up at ground level by Lily Harden. Her kick was smothered. Summer Malone in there couldn't control it. Eventually Alinta Perry gets the clearing kick forward for Palmerston down towards half forward, but good work across half back by Rowlands. Her kick was smothered, and I think Sade Elsgood there just...
yeah, she just slow to get up.
Yeah. But anyway, the ball goes on and trying to work it out of the congestion as the hand pass comes across Busuttil with a quick kick out wide, and now Palmerston the opportunity as the high kick comes down towards half forward. Off hands, the ball spills, and again a great tackle and the ball forced forward. And at ground level, Carlton once again trying to paddle it forward. Just can't control it this time, but it's picked off by Baldwin, who swings that left foot around, but good defensive work by Alexis Rowlands. She intercepts, kicks long down the middle of the ground. The ball spills forward, and Southern Districts all of a sudden are into attack, and Kate Twaddle takes the mark out at half forward. She plays on quickly, chips the ball back in to the advantage of Bonnie Brown. Yeah, it was clever, wasn't it?
Oh, that vision and just the delivery by foot was elite by Kate Twaddle.
So the long kick, the ball slips over the back and rolling towards the goal line, and eventually Charlie Brady just helps it on its way through for a rush behind. So that makes the difference an even goal as we've got about 30 seconds to play in this third quarter.
What a brilliant third quarter we've witnessed here. A high-scoring quarter. It's, as Stu said, a goal. The difference is Palmerston bring it back in on the siren for three-quarter time. It is Southern Districts 5-3-33, leading Palmerston Magpies 4-3-27. We'll go to the three-quarter time break and be back very soon for the final quarter of the under-18 girls grand final. Welcome back to TIO Stadium for the fourth and final quarter of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL Under-18 Girls Grand Final. It's the end of the season, and what a cracking game we've got on our hands. It's Palmerston versus Southern Districts, and it's been a close game all night. It is Southern Districts with a 1-goal lead. Going into the final quarter, 5-3-33, Palmerston Magpies 4-3-27. It was the Magpies who really turned it on in that third quarter, Stu.
It was, and Southern Districts hit back with the last goal of the quarter to snatch that lead back. So a couple of lead changes in the third quarter, and expect more of it in this final quarter as we're underway. Kelly got the, Meisner it was, got the hit out, and now Palmerston with the clearance down towards half forward, and a terrific mark taken here by Marika Carlton. Plays on quickly, she's got a player on the lead. Davey just spills the mark, recovers now, kicks towards goal. It's going across the face and bouncing inside the boundary line and over for a boundary throw in.
Yeah, well, it was their cousin Tatiana Perry who had the centre clearance hitting up Carlton. What an exciting passage of play, and Georgia Davey just kicking it across the face of goal. But the good news for Palmerston is it's still in their top of their goal square, so looking pretty dangerous here. So from that boundary throw in, it's Hewitt doing the ruck work for Districts, just loses control of it there. That's almost a throw play on's the call as the ball spills at ground level once again, and just bobbling around a bit as players try to get it out into space. Now here's a chance, swinging around on the right foot, the kick goes high, it's just going wide though, and through for behind from that kick from Tashani Graham. So she's been good tonight, Graham. She's had a few good passages of players. We watched Southern Districts bring it into the grandstand side, looking for a teammate, and spots up Kelly Poppy Geekus there with a nice mark. See those St Mary's socks she's wearing, obviously loyal to the Saints, and but whilst giving her all for Southern Districts this season. But tackle there, and the leg just collapsed underneath a bit. I hope that's that was Michaela Baldwin from Palmerston. She's getting up, so which is good news, and helped up by her Southern Districts opposition in Sophie Berry. So great sportsmanship there. Yeah, she's moving okay, so that's good. As Berry, that's a good kick grandstand side. Going back with the flight of the ball, got pushed into the face there of Hannah Berry, and now it's picked up by Lily Harden. She hand passes forward as she's tackled. Comes in again strongly, gets a hand pass forward, and Geekus out of the congestion, kicks high down where Bonnie Brown takes a nice mark, running out on the lead and out in the hands overhead. She calls for a player to lead towards her. A kick slips over the back, through the hands. It goes out to Berry. She gets bundled off the ball, and the pressure everywhere around the ball now as players trying to get a clear kick. Geekus now takes possession, wheels around, kicks long towards goal. It's going all the way through, and they're celebrating another Poppy Geekus goal from out wide, and again, what a terrific finish, Liz. Unbelievable by Poppy Geekus. If we can hopefully just watch the replay, be pretty happy to kick that if I was in the Men's Premier League, and let alone under-18 girls. It just shows the talent on display out there. She goes to the Darren Ewing pocket, as we like to call it up here, puts it on the right and kicks that through on the run under pressure. Southern District 6-3-39, leading at Palmerston 4-4-28, and Palmerston nearly scored a goal there, Stuart. Could have been Palmerston in the lead. So really important goal for Southern Districts there. We just see Alinta Perry on the screen, the young gun. She's been outstanding for her team tonight. But 11-point ball game. Yeah, well, Palmerston have come back from that sort of deficit before. They've got the work to do now as Niesner comes in determinedly, wins that hit out down to Graham. Graham's kick is smothered, and now a quick kick forward by Alinta Perry down to half forward. The ball out loose. Marika Carlton runs onto it. She runs away with the bounce again, paddles the ball out in front of herself, runs back up it now. She's got an opportunity across the boot, but it's gone across the face of goal and all the way across and out of bounds on the full. Wow, exciting football. So it's Southern Districts free kick. 11 points in it, 4 minutes into the final quarter. Southern Districts just taking their time to bring it in. No time on in these under-18 girls games, so they know they're in the lead, and just taking their time to bring it in. So bringing it in is Elsie Harden to the outer side of the ground.
All batted forward. Perry gets the hand pass up and quick kick forward. Palmerston again get it in towards the top of the goal square. Davey gets past her opponent but then loses her footing, and hand pass backwards goes through for a rush behind for Palmerston.
Yeah, great pressure. Just worth highlighting, Stu, that, you know, the likes of Georgia Davey still play under 16s, and they're playing up, you know, in this under 18 girls competition and holding their own and kicking goals. So some outstanding talent out there for both teams.
So the ball brought in, but pouncing on it again is Alinta Perry. Kicks high down towards the top of the goal square. A bit of a push there from Davey. Play on's the call as McLean has her kick smothered. Here's a chance. Carlton runs onto it and threads her way between two Southern Districts opponents and kicks the goal to get Palmerston right back in the game, and the margin back to just 4 points.
She has been coming all night, Stu. She's been trying to kick a goal all night, and she's got this. Alinta Perry, outstanding game by her. So impressed. Bit of a push out there by Georgia Davey, perhaps, but Palmerston, just the pressure there. Two players running in to put the pressure on Southern Districts, and Carlton, just an opportunist goal, picks it up 3 steps, goal. 4 points in it at the 5 minutes and 40-second mark of this final quarter. Gee, if you're watching from home, don't go and get a cuppa. There's
too exciting.
It's too exciting. This is great football, Friday night football here in the top end.
So no Palmerston player in the ruck that time. It was just thumped forward, but Carlton's at the back of it. She runs away with the bounce, gets the hand pass out, plans the calls, it spills now to McDonald, who hand passes to Hewitt. Hewitt kicks inboard, but it's chopped off in defence. And Palmerston bring it away again.
Great mark.
Courageous effort there by Geekus.
Yep.
Just the traffic was coming, but she kept her eye on the ball and took a terrific, courageous mark. Now wheels inboard and kicks high to centre half forward. Ball forced to the ground as Berry gets it free. Quick kick forward by Johnston, but Palmerston hack it out of the pack, and now it's out into some open space. Running onto it out here is Sienna Kelly for Palmerston. She hooks it over the top, and now it's bouncing forward once again. Just can't control the ball there, and now it's picked up at ground level by McLean. She wheels back onto her right side, gives a hand pass across to Johnston. Johnston's kick squirts backwards in the end, but she follows it up herself, gets a hand pass forward as she's tackled. Play on again as Johnston gets to her feet and gets a quick kick out wide. And Geekus out there again, just got it to the advantage of her teammate. It couldn't be picked up. Geekus kicks off the ground, round the outer side of the ground. But first there for Palmerston was Tia Graham, got the hand pass across, and now the ball high into the centre of the ground, or mark almost taken, but it's gone to ground level. I think Marika
Got to be a
Carlton
free
looked
kick
to
to
be
Carlton.
held there.
Yeah, finally. Palmerston free. Well, the umpire's indicating it's a Southern Districts free kick. I'm not sure why that was a clear free kick to Carlton.
Anyway, play on's the call as the mark's taken by Sophie Berry down here. She hand passes off to the advantage of Hewitt. She gets caught with the ball spills out, and she'll be penalised here, and it's a Palmerston free kick.
And the Palmerston crowd have come alive down there. The noise here is electric.
So terrific work there by Tashani Graham just to get rid of her opponent and then get the ball long down towards half forward, and trapped here by Niesner, who runs away, kicks. She's got a player spare. It goes over the head here of Davey. She runs onto it now, runs into the open goal and bangs it through, and Palmerston are back in the lead.
Georgia Davey with another goal for the Palmerston Magpies, and the lead has changed again. It is Palmerston Magpies 6-5-41, leading Southern District 6-3-39, and let's just watch that on the replay, Stu.
Oh, incredible. Niesner here, just great skills and a thumping kick just to the advantage there. Got it over the head though of Davey. She had to run back onto it, but great shepherding work down there as well by Tatiana Perry to clear the path for Georgia Davey to run in and run all the way to the goal line and kick it through to put Palmerston back into the lead.
Yeah, her big cousin Tatiana Perry, as I said, they're all related. Georgia, the daughter of Lauren Motlop and Russie Davey, so talent on both sides of the family, long-time NTFL families, and they're all here in the crowd tonight. 2-point ball game, 9-minute mark of the final quarter.
Underway again. Rogers has been thrown into the ruck for Southern Districts as they try to win another clearance, but it's going to be Palmerston again as it's paddled forward by Tashani Graham, but chopped off here, and now Southern Districts the chances. The hand pass comes over the top. Some solid body contact down there is effective as Palmerston get it forward once again, and now it's the loose ball's picked up by Sienna Kelly. She runs to half forward, kicks long down inside forward 50, but there's a whistle on the play here, and it's Palmerston free kick after disposal, I think.
Just watch the replay here. She's been great tonight, Sienna Kelly.
Just a push after she kicked the ball and
downfield.
Yep, and I think it's going to be Georgia Davey to take it.
Yeah, and again that time getting chewed up on the clock. Georgia's giving it up now, giving it to her teammate. Not sure who that is. It is, yeah.
Shay McCoy,
yeah. Famous name at Palmerston Football Club, North Darwin, the McCoy family. Let's see what she can do with this one.
She kicks it, it's going to drop in the goal square. Off hands, it slips over the back, but getting back there was Brooklyn Tarrant for Southern Districts, managed to force it through. 3 points is the margin. 3 points was the margin at the end of the second semi-final, Liz, in Palmerston's favour. So deja vu looks like, but there's still time for Southern Districts to get it to the other end of the ground.
Yeah, this is it, the roll of the dice. As we see Palmerston chop it off, Sienna Niesner, but it's gone out of bounds on the full. But more importantly, there's more time ticking away, Stu.
Yep, as the ball comes back to Districts, desperate to get it back into play now as they...
yeah, there's no one in Southern Districts forward 50. Everyone's pushed down the ground. Alinta Perry.
Fantastic
mark. What a game.
And she kicks it into the hot spot. Oh, terrific mark.
It's a family affair tonight here, and I'm watching her dad, Russie Davey, flying the flag down there in the grandstand. He's the president of the Palmerston Magpies, and he bleeds black and white. And Tatiana Perry, if she kicks this, that's game over, Stu.
Yeah, you'd have to say so. And gee, the quality of the Palmerston Stars is starting to shine, isn't it, in this last quarter? They're just starting to dominate the game as Tatiana Perry now with the set shot. Kicks on the way, it looks good. It's going all the way straight through the middle, no doubt whatsoever. And this has been a really impressive performance by Palmerston in the second half, really, but particularly in this last quarter where Southern Districts look to have control of the game, but as I said, the quality of their star players really shining through now. You just see there a fantastic contested mark, a great kick to a dangerous position, and her sister an equally good mark here in the pack. Unbelievable
game, Stu.
Yeah.
It was all Southern Districts in the first half, but Palmerston never gave up, and they won the under-16 girls grand final. They knocked off an undefeated St Mary's side last week, and like I said, momentum is everything when you're going into a grand final, and anything can happen. At the 12.5-minute mark of the final quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin, it is Palmerston with a 9-point lead. Carlton again going for a run.
Just throws that ball out in front of herself and chases after it, but she hasn't controlled it, but she's got it all the way down inside the forward 50 as the ball comes across. Now Perry again off the outside of the boot, kicks down towards the goal square. The mark's spilt down there. Tarrant gets tackled with the ball. It spills out. Now she's going to be, I think that's deemed to be a sling tackle, and so it's Brooklyn Tarrant who'll take the free kick for Southern Districts down here and relieve the pressure momentarily, but time's running out, and that kick, she was bumped as she kicked the ball. It's deemed to be a late contact, so a downfield free kick as Southern Districts desperate to move the ball quickly. Poppy Geekus, no one on the mark. She runs straight off now, has a bounce, kicks around the grandstand wing. Ball spills out the back now off the hands. Marika Carlton at ground level just wheels around and kicks the ball high forward. And terrific once again from Perry, just positioned herself beautifully under the ball. And Tatiana Perry, another great mark. She's got someone loose in the centre of the ground, and she likes that, kicks that way. And I think that's Niesner out there who
had a great
just made space. She has had a great game.
It's been fantastic for Palmerston.
She thumps the ball long down to towards the forward pocket. It's bouncing in some space. Well controlled hand pass comes back to Alinta Perry. She gets tackled as the hand pass comes out. Play on's the call. Hand pass over the top now as
there's a siren.
Siren goes.
The Palmerston Magpies are the premiers Under-18 girls premiers for 2022-23. What a game, Stu.
Oh, a fantastic game, and as I said, the class of those Palmerston Stars really came through in the end, and you know, the Perry sisters, Marika Carlton and Sienna Kelly and Sienna Niesner, just fantastic in the end, and Southern Districts were terrific all night as well, but just couldn't withstand the barrage that Palmerston put on them in the last 5 or 10 minutes of the game. A fantastic game of under-18 girls football. Palmerston deserved winners, a great comeback, but a terrific grand final.
And we see the Palmerston Magpies just flock out there. Did you like my joke there, Stu? Flock out there and waving the flags. It's a real family affair down there at the Palmerston Magpies. They've taken the double. They've won the under-16 girls and the under-18 girls. So what a bright future they have in their Women's Premier League if they all stick around. Goal kickers, Georgia Davey with 2, Sienna Niesner with 1, Marika Carlton and Linda Perry with 1, Tatiana Perry with 2, while for Southern Districts it was Kate Twaddle with 2, Bonnie Brown, Calliope Geekus, Poppy Geekus with 2, and Sophie Berry. But wow, how do you pick best on ground in that game, Stu?
Yeah, well, I'm glad I'm not doing it, that's for sure. And the umpires do it, of course, at this level, so a tough job for them. But gee, just looking at some of the highlights now, and there were plenty of highlights. You wouldn't be able to capture them all on this short grab, but Bonnie Brown there with a fantastic finish as well. But yeah, just sensational. Of course, one of those people celebrating for Palmerston is Natasha Medbury,
yes,
Liz, who was running for them tonight.
So yeah, she's always up here in the commentary box, and she's a passionate Magpies person and puts a lot back into the juniors. So well done, Tash. But yeah, better players for me. I thought Rosemary Gonanon was great in defence. Tatiana Perry, Linda Perry just stood up when she needed to. Georgia Davey in the forward line, and Marika Carlton, such an exciting machine. Rania Hewitt was fantastic. Kate Twaddle really started off the Crocs, the Berry girls, and
Yep.
Poppy Geekus in the second half for Southern District. So yeah, we'll throw it back. We'll throw it down to the boundary to hear who wins the best on ground medal and for the presentations. And then after that, it's the under-18 boys grand final coming up tonight between St Mary's and Waratah. So stick around, and thanks for a great call, Stu, and enjoy grand final weekend.
Yeah, it's been terrific, Liz. Thank you. And yeah, one great grand final down for this weekend, and another one coming up, and plenty more tomorrow. Can't wait for it.
The Magpies, absolutely awesome. And a big shout out to all our teams, and specifically these guys for the 2022-23 TIO NTFL season. As the girls do shake you the hands, we will move on in just a moment to our presentation. So please stick around for those. We'll be announcing the best on ground as part of that, and we've got the under 18 boys grand final straight after this. We thank everyone for coming along today as well. You're a fantastic crowd. And well done to all our support staff from both clubs, all the efforts to those on and off the field. You've had a fantastic season, and here tonight as well. Thank you. Now, I am joined this evening by a legend of women's football, AFL Life member and AFL Hall of Fame member, and National Women and Girls Action Plan lead, Debbie Lee. She's going to be presenting the awards tonight. We will start by asking the umpires to please come forward as we present them with the umpire medals. I'd like to take this chance to thank all our umpires throughout the season, and especially our umpires for tonight. So please, one more round of applause for them. Now we will have Debbie help us present the Best On Ground Night Medal, the most outstanding individual performance in tonight's grand final, and the player deemed best on ground by the umpires for the under-18 girls NTFL grand final. Put your hands together for Palmerston Magpies number 31, Marika Carlton. Well done, Marika, congratulations. Now I would like to ask the coach of the Southern Districts, Leith Waterbury, to come forward and say a few words about his team's awesome effort here tonight.
Thank you. Well done, Maggies. You guys, in the end there, it was a fantastic game. Well done, Marika. I think you've taken out every award in 2 age groups in 2 games, so well done. A few people I'd like to thank for giving me the microphone. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Roy Stanton Pay Insurance, Ironbark, my team manager Kate, Renee the trainer, Jane and Luke, Leonard my runner. I'd also like to thank, I'm not sure that everyone knows this, but all the under-18 coaches and the girls pretty much talk to each other, because that's how we get teams on the field every week. So we don't get no help from anyone else, so we pretty much have to communicate every week. I'd like to thank Laurie from Saints, Lily from Tars, Alistair from Nightcliff, and Ray. Well done. You deserve it, mate. And thanks to my family and Maddie. Ladies, we get done. Don't worry about it. All right, it's just a game of footy. You did your best. Sometimes it just comes up short. We get back, we work hard, we get back to the season. Thank you.
Congratulations once again for their effort tonight. The players, the coaches, and the support staff of Southern District Cross. Well done. To collect his coach's medal for tonight's grand final, please welcome the coach of the Palmerston Magpies, Ray. We'd love for you to get your medal from Debbie there.
congratulations to Crocs. It's been a tough season, as Leif pointed out. We've had to share players. We've had a couple of their players play for our side. So really appreciate the effort and appreciate what Leif's done for footy for the under-18 girls this season. It was a hard game. The girls gave us the scare early, and we had to give it everything we had to beat this, so well done. To our girls, sensational. All right, we had to dig deep, we had to play hard. We did that. We played for each other. We lost to these girls in the grand final last year, so it's even sweeter to come back and knock them off tonight. So well done. Also, I'd like to thank all our volunteers that we've had over the last few weeks. Without your help, we probably would have got this job done. Tash, Pricey, Shane Russ. Well done, mate. That's what makes the club. Everybody chipping in, everybody helping out, showing support. It's good to get some support for our girls. Alrighty. Okay, first up the medals, Talia Parry. Yep, next up, Laura Higgins. Somebody that's really special to me, Alibi. Next up, Tanisha Wilson. One of our best and fairest winners in another great game, Sienna Kelly. An absolute jet, Michaela Baldwin. One of my inspirations for coaching this year is Tashani Graham. Another young gun, Georgia Davey. Next up, CC. Next up, one of our best defenders, Rose. Halfway, we got Gemma. Another good game for Shane McCoy. One of our ruckmen has been a star all year, Kalia. Next up, Nina Dean. Next, Sophie Schaffner. Another young gun superstar, Marika Carlton. Olivia Perry. And we'll get a sister up here too, Tatiana Perry. Okay, so we'll call up the captains. First up, T. Graham.
unleashing Premiership flag, the Premiership Cup. And you know what, girls? You can join them. Congratulations to the Palmerston Magpies. We're going to get an official photo with the girls, and then we will welcome everyone else up to get a photo for the team. Don't go anywhere. Another big game for you. We've got the under-18 boys grand final, Waratah versus St.